Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. My name is Brittany and today we're going to talk about my favorite items all related to journaling and planning of 2020. I really like doing this video because I get to share all of my favorites and why I like them. I love to watch these type of videos because it kind of shows me some of the things I may have missed. But anyway, so let's get started. I want to just preface this by saying I was experimenting a lot this year. Although 2020 is not my favorite year, I do have quite a few favorites, and I limited myself from trying to find or pinpoint my favorites from January 1st through October 31st. So anything that I purchased in November and December doesn't really count, even though I may still be using them or I may not be using them, but they were still some of my favorites. So let's get started. First things first, I'm going to be talking about my pen cases. So there are three main pen cases. I do have other cases I use and I love, but these were new to me for 2020, and I still use them today. So first things first, I have this one. This is the Superior Labor and the Wonderpens collaboration, and it is called Pen and Wallet Case. I got it in the dark brown. It's, if you can hear that, it's so squishy, and this leather is just gorgeous. Superior Labor leather is really worth it, you guys. And I love how you can have pens in the front, pens here in separate compartments, and then you also have like a place to put papers or a notebook or even more pens. And I pretty much just use it for my pens and also for my clips. I will have like an ollie clip or some other clips on the front, but the zipper is just so nice and smooth. It's just and it's so squeaky. I just love picking it up and just doing this for a while. Next case is the Superior Labor, and I don't know if this is a collaboration, but I purchased mine from the Namato store, which is a store. It's an online store, but they are based out of Europe, and this was the only place I could find this pouch. Now, I hear that you can pre-order this one at the Baumkuchen store. It hasn't shipped yet. I don't think they have them yet, but they are on pre-order for next year. So this is also in the dark brown, so same color. They do have undyed and black, but I got the dark brown. This one I purchased first this year, then I purchased this one. So I love this one. I was using it mainly for my fountain pens. Now I use it just to hold like other markers or pens. Right now it has my dot pens and my mineliners with the brush tip. But again, like it just zips so smoothly. It came with this little accessory, so I just kept it on there and I added another accessory, and it's perfect. It holds just a perfect amount of pens, and you can toss it into your bag. It's a little bit stiffer of a leather than this one. You can kind of see it has more texture on this one on the left than this one on the right, but I really like the round shape. So I think these will actually work with glasses too, sunglasses or eyeglasses if you wanted it to. The inside is soft. It's not going to scratch your pens or anything. And again, it's just a perfect little case. The third case is this one. I finally got my hands on a Superior Labor leather pen roll. They call it the TSL leather carrier, and I purchased mine used on Facebook. So I joined the Superior Labor Facebook group, and they sell items there that are used, which is awesome. And you know, it's a good location if you're looking to sell some of your items that have been used and to buy some items that are slightly discounted. This one is in the undyed leather. This leather reminds me more of the Wonderpens and Superior Labor leather than this one. This one is still pretty smooth in my opinion. This case, I've seen it over the past couple years, and I finally jumped on it when I finally joined the Facebook group and saw someone selling it. I got a great deal on it. It was gently used. There were a few marks, and I'm actually pretty happy with buying it used since it is undyed, because it already came with a little bit of patina on it, and I wasn't too scared to use it right away. You can kind of see the patina here from the strap, so it was a lot lighter. And yeah, just know if you have been eyeing this thing, it is quite small. It looks big on all the videos I've seen it on, but when you compare it, it's actually quite narrow and small pen roll. But anyway, it's still a great option if you're looking for a pen roll. The leather is divine. I have mine pretty stuffed, and so I can only fold it once, but it can fold, I think, 3 times. It's gorgeous, and it also makes that little like squeaky sound. So these are my pen cases that I have been loving in 2020. Okay, so next up are my notebook covers that I've been loving this year. And since I've given myself between January and October, there are a couple of other leather makers out there that I have used before and I still use today. But when I look at what I've been eyeing a lot more this year, it goes between Gillio and VDS. And I've narrowed it down to 2 different leathers that I really love from Gillio. First one is their black matte Croco. This is just divine. This is in the A6 size, and I just love this leather. Then the other one is, of course, the undyed. Undyed Gillio is just gorgeous. This is the last item I purchased from Gillio when they released it a few months ago, and I think I would like to collect all undyeds in all the sizes that I use from them, and then same goes with their black matte Croco. Now for VDS, I love a lot of their leathers, but the one I love the most is their Janet leather. And this is the Janet leather black with undyed stitching and then undyed leather on the inside. I also have their A5 undyed on the outside with Parm on the inside. You may have seen that planner. It's a binder in an A5 size. Their Janet leather is just, there's just something about it. I don't know. You can get it pebbly, you can get it smooth. This one's more on the smooth side, but it just patinas and it gets softer, and their binders have a little bit of squishiness to it, which I think helps with loving the leather even more. So if I had to choose between VDS and Gillio, I would choose VDS because I like the fact that you can customize and that you can choose you can choose whatever leather combination you want, whatever stitching, the clasp, the inside pocket layout, your binder size, and even your pen loops. And even whether or not you want like the big back pocket. So that is the greatest thing. I have finally made my decision on when it comes to Julia or VS, and I realized that VS just offers more, in my opinion. So this is a pocket that I bought used, and it was one of the sizes I've tried out this year. I really like this. This is my very first ostrich print, and just to show another example of VDS and how I just really love their products. Okay, so favorite sizes. There are two favorite sizes this year, although I think I've used about 5 different sizes this year. My ultimate favorite size for journaling is the A6 size, and that's why I did end up buying a lot of A6 Hobonichis and planners for 2021. I did give it a little bit of a break, that size, but I'm realizing how much I missed it. So I will be continuing into an A6 into 2021. I also love A6 in the binder size. This binder was working for me perfectly at the beginning of 2020 until the pandemic hit and I was going nowhere and I didn't have a job. So out went my binder, and in went my journaling and my Hobonichi. So at first I was using both of them, and now I just use the one. This Hobonichi is fast becoming like my favorite thing ever since I finally figured out how I like to use it. And I've done quite a lot of videos on this planner already, so if you're looking for how I use it and some process videos, they are out there. But A5 in a binder or in a notebook is just the perfect combination for me right now. So I am continuing with my Hobonichi into next year. Now, when it comes to planners, my Hobonichi Cousin is my favorite, and my A6 ring binder system is also my favorite. This one I am not using, but when it comes back to me being more out and about with my family and needing to have a setup like this is what I will be taking with me on the go. And this is something that would most likely stay at home. Let's get into my favorite pens. I'm going to start with my fountain pens. By far, my favorite fountain pen this year has been the Pelikan brand. This year, I purchased too many birds, but it is what it is, and I don't regret it. And so I got the M800, the M200. I guess I should go in order, but I'm not. I have the M600 and another M200, and then I already had this guy, which was the M205, which I didn't really use that much until I purchased this one. And then I realized how much I really enjoyed them. I was watching the Venture Denali. I mean, who doesn't watch a Venture Denali's videos? And I fell in love with the Pelikan brand and ended up buying a couple more. So these are by far my favorite fountain pens this year. I am currently using this one, and I got this one with the ink. It was a special limited edition, I think from last year, 2019. The ink is one of my second favorite inks ever. It's a beautiful brown, and it matches the barrel of this body of the pen, and it's just the best. It is beautiful. Now, when it comes to my gel pens, by far these two have become my favorite. Again, Muji makes an appearance. Muji in the 0.38 I've been enjoying a lot more than the 0.5, but I still use both of them. And then the Energel Clenna. I was watching Once More with Love, I think. Oh, if I'm wrong, I will put on the screen. But her planning videos, and she talked about this pen, and when I got it from Jet Pens, I understood what was so awesome about it. It just writes really nice and smooth. And there are a lot of pens out there that have fine tips that can write well, but they don't write well consistently, and especially not on smooth paper like Hobonichi paper. So as long as there is a full ink refill in your pen, it is going to write well on Hobonichi paper. And it is a nice thin tip, thinner than a Muji, and it gets into those little spaces and into those small stencils and things like that. And so I think that's why it's become one of my favorites. Okay, so let's talk about my favorite accessories. First things first, I have to mention this little accessory which you cannot buy on its own. It comes in a pouch or it comes in the zipper case from Galen Leather. I love this little thing. And it's just, I don't know what it is, but I just sit it on my desk. It's easy access to the pens that I want to use for the day or for the week or for the month. They fit just about any pen size because these are elasticized. So this has become one of my favorites. Plus, I can just take it around the house with me wherever I go. Next are washi tape and Kita tape. So I only have my washi tape here, but I've been really taking advantage of filling that empty space in my planner with washi tapes. So my favorite by far is the MT tape, and I discovered that with my MT tapes, they are just the best quality. I have so many washi tapes that are of different brands, and I found that when I moved, my washi tapes have stuck together because they were in storage, and the heat must have like glued all the glue in between each layer together. So when I try to tear it off, all I can get are tiny itty bitty pieces, and I cannot pull the whole thing off. So I have to go through my stash and throw them away. I have slowly been able to do that, but for the most part, I've noticed the ones that have survived that time in storage are or have been my MT tapes, which is perfect because those are the most expensive ones, really. And yeah, so I use them in my planning and my journaling, and I've even bought some new ones, which I don't have to worry about them being stuck together because they haven't been in storage or anything. But just so you know, if you do happen to put some of your planner stationery items in storage, washi tapes would probably not be the best place to have in storage, because if there is any heat involved, they may just glue themselves tight together and be useless when you're trying to use them. Next thing are these glue sticks. This glue is legit. I like the fact that I get confused every time of which direction I should be opening this container. But I do like how this glue is square. And I think, oh no, this one is useless right now because the cap was open. I'll have to see if I can get it to not be so dry. I live in a very dry climate and it's affecting a lot of my products, which sucks. But anyway, that's a couple of the accessories I've been using. Okay, so the next thing are my writing boards. I use a writing board in my Hobonichi because I use gel pens. And if I don't put a writing board in between the pages of my gel pen, you will see the indentation and part of the marks on the other page. I'm not sure if this is easily visible in the camera, but that's what I found, so I have to use a writing board. I also use a writing board in my journals because I do use a lot of fountain pens, and it helps to kind of absorb the ink if I have a really juicy fountain pen. So most of my writing boards actually become quite dirty, but you know, and just that's how I'm using them, and so just shows its use. And the last thing are stickers. I love using clear stickers, especially my Hobonichi cousin. Any clear sticker, whether it's from my shop or other shops, I've been gravitating towards just because it's easier for me to see around the sticker and to use up my clear stickers because it doesn't take up that much space, in my opinion. Okay, so the last thing I want to mention is my notebook. I love pretty much anything that has to do with Tomoe River paper in any size of notebook that I use, like A5, A6, whether it's like the Nami, or some of the other brands that I've been reviewing the past few months. I love all of Tomoe River paper. But one paper company I found and discovered this year that I also like is the Sumkeen notebooks. And I've been using this one since September. And I've been using it as my like daily planner, to-do list, really. And I even write like grocery lists on here. That's like my favorite thing to write on this paper. And then also recipes. So I love this paper. I mainly use it with my black gel pens because it just has this really wonderful like feeling to it, and how it kind of crinkles up a little bit. So that is the extra item that I love to use. They have them in different sizes, but this was the first size that I chose, and I also did get one in an A5 size. I know that their prices may not be ideal, but they are using really nice paper that is fountain pen friendly, and they also have planners, and if you sign up for their email, they offer a lot of discount codes. So keep that in mind when you're looking into this company. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Let me know what are some of your favorites. Have you guys started using fountain pens? I know a lot of people are using fountain pens nowadays, are getting into that hobby. And a lot of people are buying Vanderspec planners, and really discovering Gillios. But yeah, so let me know what are your favorites, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!